Alright, let's get straight into it, because I just. Mm-hmm. Ooh, hoo, hoo. First off, welcome back to this crap shoot of my channel. Um, if you watch any of my videos, probably don't, but whatever. It's where I come here to review races, talk about the drama and shit show that happens during the race. And there was some kind of drama during the race this time. A couple of drivers I don't like at all. These like the Xfinity race and the Cup race. Let's just get into that a little bit. Truck Series was off this weekend, but there's a race at Mid Ohio for Xfinity and a race in Sonoma, the liberal capital of the world of California, state of California, where sadly they had to all wear their stupid masks. Some didn't wear them, some did. Surprised some of my drivers did, but that's not the point of this video. I hate this phone sometimes. I just want to make one thing clear. I am a diehard Hendrick Motorsports fan through and through. That doesn't mean I have to like the entire lineup. In this case, once again, the driver of the 5, I am not a fan of and never will be. No matter how much people want to push for me to like him. My jaw's been locking up lately. I'm not sure why. Way before his stupid incident last year and him coming to Hendrick, I just never liked the guy. His attitude and personality just rubs me the wrong way, and he's never really said any nice things about the sport in general. We all know, a dirt guy. Like, he came from dirt. He has more success in dirt than he does in NASCAR. I'm just going to say that right now. He's made it clear that he'd rather win the Chili Bowl more than the Daytona 500. That's pretty much what he said. And when he won the Chili Bowl, like a year or two ago. I think it was 2 years ago. Can't remember. But he just makes it clear that he doesn't really give two shits about NASCAR. The only reason he's still in this is because of Hendrick. I don't agree with his decision to bring him on. People can kiss his ass all you want. I'm not denying he's not a good driver. He's an incredible, great talent. I'm not denying that. I say that the same about Kyle Busch. He's an incredible talent of the sport that we love to have. Like, all these drivers are incredibly talented, but these two, like, some of these drivers are just on a different level of talent. Like, with their different driving styles and whatever. That doesn't mean I have to like them. Respect that, please. We shouldn't have to bitch at people and complain about people who just don't like their driver. I don't like Larson. I never have. He has a giant ego. He doesn't act like a teammate on any team he's been on. Like CGR, he never acted like one. It was just him, me, myself, and I kind of thing, and always played the woe is me card. And is doing the same thing now. Like, when he has like a bad race or doesn't win, he's like, oh, I was capable of winning, but it's like he has this like whole posh attitude, like he was expected to win, and he had the best car and crap like that. That's just how I see it. Don't come after me. That's just my opinion. You can like him all you want. I don't care. In this case, when he's on Hendrick, he doesn't act like a teammate. He's like the odd man out when it comes to Hendrick. Yes, he has 3 wins with Hendrick. Congratulations. I root for Hendrick as a whole, like the organization, not that particular driver. I'm so happy that Hendrick is having success this season. 7 wins, most of any team this season, most of any manufacturer this season. Chevy is kicking ass, and they're showing it this season. All the Chevy wins have come from Hendrick. 3 of them now come from Joey, shut the hell up. It's my dog. Stop it. Stop. Anyway, I'm absolutely thrilled they're having success this year. All the 7 wins Chevy's gotten this year all came from Hendrick. It just shows that this lineup is going to be our future of Hendrick. They have now won 4 straight weeks in a row, starting with Bowman at Dover, doing the historic 1-4 finish, where it was him, Larson, Chase, and Byron as the first through 4. Only 4th team to ever do it in NASCAR history. God, my hair is falling out, and anyway, I know I'm just like all over the place today. And then the next week went to Dakota. Chase won that. People still feel like that was rigged, which it wasn't. It was handed to him. It wasn't. Just because they wanted Larson to win over Chase. He just wants to be, it's just naturally hated for some reason. Coffee is needed right now. It's going to be a long day. It's my nephew's 5th birthday and my grandpa's 91st birthday. So, yes, they share a birthday, and that's on purpose. So, that's that. As I was saying, Hendrick. Coda, Chase won his first of the season. And Hendrick finished 1-2 there. I think all 4 cars finished in the top 10, I want to say. Or the top 5, I can't remember which one it was. Good thing about this app, you can actually look things up. No, this is where Byron's streak ended for the top 10s. He finished 11th. Everyone else finished in the top 10. For pretty much every single week, Hendrick's been up front, leading laps. Chase led laps yesterday. Larson, Byron. Bowman never really made it to the front. He was kind of struggling all day. He got beaten, banged, got caught in a late race incident. Still managed to finish 9th, which is wild. But Byron's day ended early. Well, not early, but like in the last parts of that race because of people's stupidity. Like Sonoma yesterday. Coca-Cola 600, still gut-wrenching that we keep finishing second to freaking Larson. This is my frustration as a Chase fan. So I'm not trying to do the whole bias things. Like, this is my channel. I'm going to talk who I want to talk about. Chase is my driver. Bowman, Byron, Blaney, you name it, those are my drivers. I'm going to talk about them more than most drivers, but I'll talk about other drivers as well. So as I was saying, Coke 600 dominated by Hendrick as a whole. They finished all in the top 5, I believe. Chase got runner-up yet again for the 2nd year in a row at Coke 600. Yeah, it was 1, 2, 4, 5. Kyle Busch stunk up the show and ruined our another 1st through 4 finish. But it's like the other teams have not been on top of it this season as much as Hendrick has. Joey, enough. Stop. You're okay. Stop. Sorry for my dog. So it's 3 straight weeks where Chase and or Larson finished 1 and 2. 3 straight weeks. Since Coda to Charlotte and yesterday at Sonoma. It's no question Hendrick is the powerhouse that it once was. it's getting back to it, but they're showing their strength this season. And again, I'm gonna keep repeating it every single week that they're winning or just having good races and dominating. Chad Knaus, man behind the competitive side of Hendrick Motorsports. Best thing he did was leave the pit box. I'm not saying he wasn't bad at crew chief because he's one of the best crew chiefs there ever was. But best move was him getting put in a leadership role for the competitive side of things for all 4 cars, and it's showing on track. So as a Chase fan, I am extremely frustrated. Like the last 6 races, yeah, we've been running super well. This is the season, like time of the season where Chase just starts kicking butt, heating up, winning races. It's just frustrating when you're battling with a teammate that I'm not a big fan of. I never will be. And the commentators, the analysts, whatever, Jeff Boyer and whatever, in the Fox booth, all are like kissing Larson's ass. Like he's like God's this great green earth when it comes to racing. And Bob Pockris, the idiot that he is, posted this on Instagram asking, is Kyle Larson a new road course king? Everyone in the comments was like, you're stupid. Once he gets more than Chase, currently, who is the road course king, active driver. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by my stupid dog. He just loves to whine. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I'm frustrated. I am frustrated as a Chase fan. They're always coming second to this so-called teammate. And it's like Chase has been running well this part of the season, which he always tends to do, and commentators always knows that this is the time when he starts heating up. And I'm so glad we're switching over to NBC broadcast after the All-Star race, because the Fox booth is just eating up Larson like he's God's gift to this green earth, as I said before. Bob Pockris posted on Instagram, like, is he the new road course king? No, he is not. Don't be stupid. Watch these races and learn who the real road course king is. Just because Chase did not win does not make him any less. Does not mean he's not the road course king. He's won 6 of the last 7 road courses. It would have been 7 of 7, but NASCAR screwed the pooch in February at the Daytona road course with that bonus caution for the weather. There was no weather at all affecting that race. Plus, they can run in the rain, so I don't know how that was even a factor. So they dropped the ball on that one. So it would have been 7 of 7. Like 7 straight races. Like, would have been great. I would love to have like that streak keep going, but Sonoma's hasn't been Chase's strong suit, but yesterday was a better race for him, even though they haven't been on that track in 2 years since 2019, because California sucks ass with their politics and how it's being run, and they couldn't do anything because of the fake COVID bullshit. I'm not saying COVID's fake, but I'm just saying the whole pandemic is a joke. And locking people up in their houses and shit like that is not healthy and not safe for anyone. That's just my take. But didn't run in California last year because of all that stupidity. Chase's average finish in the last 6 races since Kansas, where he got top 5, top 5 or top 10, one of those. He has got an average finish of 3.3, including his with his win. And back, let's just look here. Yeah, Kansas was a top 5. Then the next week, 7th, 3rd, 1st, 2nd. So that's 6 top 10 finishes, 5 top 5s. It was the time of year where he heats up, starts winning races, and now it's like that focus is being taken away, like as a bitter, like, ugh, and my bite's just coming out right now, so I apologize. It's like the focus just is being taken away a little bit from the other Hendrick drivers to Larson. It's hurts my soul, just a little bit. And what irritates me is that Bob Pockrass post. Is he the new road course king? No. Chase has won 6 road courses, the most of any active driver, 2 more than Busch and Truex, who both have 4. The rest either have 2 or 1. That's it. And at the age he is, he's destined for more wins and being pretty much the all-time road, like, he's gonna set the pace as pretty much a road course ringer for the rest of his career. Guarantee it. And that's my bias coming out right now. So that's that. Other notable drivers I want to talk about. Powerhouse Racing, Trackhouse Racing. I keep saying Powerhouse. I don't know why. Trackhouse Racing with Suarez have been doing very, very well this season with it being a brand new team. Forgot where he finished. He finished respectively in 12th. He was running in the top 10 for a little bit. He was having a good race. Then some things happened, and it's just like he fell back a little bit. But he, among the other team I don't want to talk about, brand new to the series, Pitbull's the co-owner. We all know that. I feel like they put more emphasis into the racing aspect of their team than the other team does. That's just how I see it. It's just my take. You can take it as that is, how it is. But he's been having solid runs, showing that they can be competitive. As much as I'm not a big fan of Suarez, haven't been like ever. Has nothing else to do except for his racing and being with top teams and not really doing anything with being with Gibbs and Stewart Haas Racing and just not making the playoffs whatsoever. So, while everyone else was making the playoffs on their teams except him. That's the only reasoning behind it. But he did well yesterday, and I praise him for that. Austin Dillon, the RCR camp is like just showing a lot of consistency this year. And even though Austin Dillon finished 13th, he ran a really good race yesterday. Other notables is Chip Ganassi Racing has had a dismal, like absolutely terrible year, which is sad because Kurt Busch is one of my drivers that I like to support. I'm a fan of his. It's hard seeing him getting the finishes that he gets and the outcomes because he's such a good driver. He's been around the sport for over 2 decades, and the season's just been a little bit rough for him. He had a solid day yesterday. Didn't hardly got any damage on his car like a lot of people did. So, him and his teammate Chastain both got top 10 finishes, finishing 6th and 7th. Hamlin has been a non-factor as of late, which is funny because now his points has shrunk quite a bit. It's less than 50 now in the regular point standing. You want to see the point standings right now, like the regular point standings? 300 cars in the top five. In the top five, second, third, and fourth. Just want to make that clear. Bowman's in the top 12, respectively, with his 2 wins, which is weird. But the thing is, Kyle Larson has been dominating these stage races, like the stage racing. Like he has won 10, 11 stages this season. He swept all the stages last week and pretty much all of them this past weekend at Sonoma. So I just want to say, Kyle Larson's not the new king of the road course. I want to get back to that. One win that you barely won by 0.3 of a second, maybe less than that, does not make him a new road course ringer or a new road course king. Yeah, he's run decent on road courses, but when you put him in Hendrick cars, who run extremely well on road courses, who've won 22 now road course races, and they're the most of any team. He's not really a factor when it comes to road courses. One win doesn't make him a king. A few wins with Hendrick does not make him the GOAT, doesn't make him the greatest of all time, doesn't make him the king of NASCAR. There's only one king and there's only one GOAT of NASCAR. That's Richard Petty and Jimmy Johnson. And the legends, of course, Jeff Gordon, and Dale Earnhardt, even though I've never been a big Earnhardt fan to begin with. Bad habit, don't do it. But back to the notables. I was getting sidetracked for a second. I'm just all over the place today. It looked like Truex, they were boasting about how Truex is the fastest car on the track. He had a really poor starting position. He was 16th in starting position, made his way up through the field. I think he led some laps, but not a lot of them. He led a handful of laps, just not a lot of them, because Larson kept kicking his ass. But my thing with Larson, he overdrives his car to the point where his tires, in this race particularly, was falling apart when they took him off. But all race, he was one of the fastest Gibbs cars out there, along with Kyle Busch, who's not a slacker when it comes to road course racing, but he's not the best at it. He's won it on every track in the circuit, so it's not like he's not good at the road course. That's just not his style of racing that he's particularly good at. But those were the only two Gibbs cars that were actually fighting for actually being up front pretty much all day. Blaney was all over the place. He was just getting beat up by his teammates, getting damaged from everywhere, but he managed a top 10 finish. Top 10. I'll take it. Didn't really talk about him hardly at all because they were just more focused on Larson and kissing his ass. Keselowski wasn't ever a factor. Neither was Logano. Now, Chris Buescher has a lot of nerve for getting into Chase yesterday. I'm not bitter about it. I just find it hilarious that a little bump to the, little back tap to the bumper to move him out of the way because Chase had fresher tires than Chris Buescher. And on this, initial, run, Chase had the faster car than Buescher. So he was trying to get around him, just used his bumper a little bit, moved past him. Chris Buescher took it a little bit personally and got into Chase a little bit. I'm like, dude, don't take it personally. It's racing. Get over it. Plus, you're going up against one of the masters at the road course. So I wouldn't take it too personally. Plus, he has 11 more wins than you. Just saying. Just saying. And Stuart Haas, this team cannot catch a break. Kevin Harvick got damage yesterday, so he didn't really get the finish that he wanted. Where did he finish? Can't remember. Eric Amarola, he's just having a shitty year, and that's to be expected because he's not good at driving. So, there's that. Kevin Harvick finished 22nd after starting in the top 10, and it's from getting damage and getting destroyed by back markers who shouldn't be up front to begin with. That's just me again. Don't take anything personal. It's just my take on this race. A lot of people were like hitting the wall, just running off the track, and it's just everything was going wrong. And NASCAR screwed up and made a blatant mistake at the end of stage 1 where they closed pit road a little too early, like a lap too early. And it screwed up some people's pit strategies, like Chase and Larson, but it didn't really affect Larson because he still won the race. It affected Race's pit strategy because he was supposed to come before the stage ended, so we had fresher tires for that run. And that, yeah. So, and then Joey Logano, he was up front for a little bit, finished in the top 5, but he wasn't really a big factor in this race. Eric Jones. Don't sleep on Jones. He may not be in the best equipment there is at all with Richard Petty, but he's a damn good driver. And results are showing, not consistently, but they're showing, like, in certain races, he'll run top 10 most day, get, like, maybe a top 12. Yesterday, he got a top 12 finish, finished 11th. A solid run for him, and I'm proud of him for that. By getting kicked out of Joe Gibbs Racing, they can kiss his ass. But I'm proud of him for getting a solid finish. And poor Briscoe. He's having a very, very bad year. Whole SHR is just not having a good year. It's like no one right now can touch Hendrick. I'm not being biased. I'm just saying, like, this is what it is right now. They've won 7 of the less of this first 16 races of the season. 7. It's just wild to me that we're experiencing this right now. And I feel like there's a rivalry, in organization rivalry, I can't ever say that word right, rivalry, between Chase and Larson this season. It just brings me back to the battle they had at the All-Star Open, like in 2016. It was 2016 when he was still with CGR and Chase was running the 24 and the 3M car. That battle we all know. That was a great battle. I still didn't like Larson then. I still don't like him now. But that was an epic battle. We're seeing it firsthand this season between both of them. Like last week, the battle for the lead where Chase took the lead over Larson for that good little bit. That just reminded me of Charlotte in 2016 for the all-star win and whatever. Who else? And poor Byron. He was having such a good race, and he was going to finish in the top 10. And then got caught up in other people's stupidity and mess right there at the end. maybe 15 to 10 laps to go. It was just, it was very sad. But overall, he's been having a good season. He's had 3 bad finishes, like terrible finishes. But realized the first 2 races were Daytona 500, which is always a crapshoot, so I throw that one out the window. And then the road course. I don't feel like road courses are really his forte. But he finished 33rd on the road course, 26th in the 500. And then he went on his top 10 streak of, 11, 12. So he had 12 of the last 14 races he's had top 10 finishes. So that's insane. Well, let's keep talking about Larson and his back-to-back wins and lap sled and shit like that. But let's not focus on who has the better results overall, besides only winning one win this season. Well, let's just focus on that, shall we? Like, even though his average finish is 10.6 right now, it doesn't show how well he's actually performing. His average start's 7.3, so that's really good. Chase's average start is 8.063. He has 1 DNF this season. That was Atlanta, which is unfortunate. And I hate that we have to go back there again. And his average finish is basically a straight 10. So he's not having a terrible season at all, actually. The last 6 races have helped a lot with his average finish. 8 top 5s, which is really, really good at this time of the year. 8 top 5s. 1, 2, and 10 top 10s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 top 10 finishes and 8 top 5s. Okay, that's reasonable. I can deal with that. And Larson only has 1 more top 5 than Chase. But Chase has Chase has a better average start and average finish this season. What? What? It doesn't make any sense to me. Someone with 3 wins has an average finish worse than the guy who's sitting behind him in points. That's funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he has 9 top 5s and 9 top 10 finishes. Wait. I'm going to recount. 1, 2, 3. So there's 9 top 5s and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 10 top 10. So they're about the same stat wise when it comes to top 5s and top 10s. And Bowman, he's had kind of a roller coaster of a year. He's only had 4 top 5s, including his 2 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 top 10 finishes. That's not bad at all. So he has the same amount, close to the same amount of top 10s as Chase and Larson, and Byron has way more than, not way more, but more than his teammates currently. So Hendrick as a whole is running pretty solid. It is my opinion. I feel like Hendrick is shifting a little bit more focus to Larson this year because he feels like he has something to prove. And people are now making like stupid comments like, oh, well, NASCAR made the mistake of trying to cancel him. People tried to cancel him last year and shit. Like, I'm like, no one's trying to cancel him. When he blatantly says, without any effort, something stupid, like a racial slur, which is stupid, that deems inappropriate to the sport. It shouldn't be like just a slap on the wrist and people need to forget about what he did, and act like he's above it all just because he's a NASCAR driver. No, he needs to be treated like every fucking human being on this planet, regardless of how much money he makes and how much talent he has. Being a professional athlete doesn't give you the right to act like an asshole and say stupid shit and get away with it. So, in no way did I ever thought he's a racist and said it in a, it was just said out of pure ignorance. No person should ever say this word because there's just a double standard when it comes to it. But I feel like no person should say it, plain and simple. I just feel like he was just handed this team on a silver platter without any actual repercussions from his actions. That's just my opinion from the matter. Yes, he lost his ride with CGR, lost some his sponsorship, and whatever. In a way, I feel like Chevy made a mistake signing him on, but that's just, again, my opinion. Don't come after me. I am not a Larson fan and never will be. Even before this incident even happened, I never liked him. Let's make that clear. You can't force me to like him at all. So don't come at me in the comments if you comment on this. So, I got some from my nephew's birthday. I got him. He's like obsessed with my die casts over here, especially a black one that says "Back to Blue" on it, and my Jeff Gordon one. I got him some of his own little 1/64 scale die casts of drivers I don't really care for, but I just grab them off the Target shelf. That I got a Logano one, Ram Blaney, because the Blaney one I got, I already had the scheme, the same exact car that's signed. I got him a Kyle Busch one, a Halloween kind of themed one, the zombie Skittles one. And some other ones like Eric Amarola, Harvick, those kind of guys that I don't really cars I don't really care for. So I got him some of those. We can stop messing with mine. I got some of my own while I was at Target. I found Chase's little championship die cast. So waiting on my pre-ordered one. My championship die cast should be here within this month or next. But for the time being, I got this championship car from Phoenix. And I got Cole Custer's first Cup win. I just now realized that it was the Cup win. I didn't. So I got this one, the Kentucky winner. And I got three. I realized I got 3 race wins here. Talladega from last year. And Chris Buescher, even though I was talking shit on him earlier. So, yeah. But it's birthday day. If I didn't get this done now, I wouldn't get it done at all. So, that was just my take on Sonoma. Like, Sonoma had its ups and downs. I'm not a big road course person, but they do put on some good races. That's not my style of racing that I prefer, but they're not terrible. Sonoma was very entertaining. It was just sad that the attendance wise at the track was very dismal, and they had to hold it in a very liberal state. Hopefully by next year all this crap will blow over and people can get back to normal. But like majority of the races this year are now going back to full capacity. No longer have to wear a mask. Championship weekend for me, I get to be there. I get to go back in the infield since they took that away last year, and I get to be back like in front of like to see driver intros and pre-race ceremonies, all that fun stuff, like, which is going to be awesome because we didn't get to experience that in November, which was very, very upsetting to me. But get to be back in the garage area. Well, the garage part where you can just see the cars and the crew members and shit like that. But before race day, since they don't have qualifying or practice anymore, at least this season, I get to be back there, enjoying my time, throwing back some beer, and enjoying my weekend, watching 4 races go down for the Crown of Champion. So, and when it comes to the championship 4, okay, the analysts in the booth have really got me thinking, like, why would they pick one of these 2 drivers to be in the championship 4? Neither of them have been like contenders, even though they've won this only one race. One race this season apiece. Logano lucked into the Bristol race win. Plain and simple. I just don't like Larson. Logano. And then Kyle Busch, Kansas, won that. But Logano really hasn't been a factor since then, since his win at Bristol. Penske's been kind of like all over the place and not really been a factor anywhere. But they all have wins. So I'm not taking away their like achievements from the season, like winning races 1 apiece. They just haven't been a factor this year, like this season, as much as Hendrick has. Like the 2 organizations who have all their drivers in the playoffs currently is Hendrick and Penske. It's just weird seeing that Hamlin and Harvick have not won races this season, and not really been all that like Hamlin's was competitive at the very, very beginning of the season, but has kind of like fallen off competition wise. So, and his points margin shrunk by like half. So, thanks to my Hendrick boys, like 3/4 of them. But they said either Logano or Kyle Busch, could be potentials in the Final 4 at Phoenix. That does not make any sense to me. Have they not been paying attention? Yeah, Kyle Busch has some speed, but he's only won 1 race this whole entire season so far. Just like last season, he only won 1 race last season and failed to make it through the playoffs. Failed completely. And Logano, 1 race this season, hasn't really been a factor in many. Like Logano's had like top 5 runs, top 5 finishes, top 10s, whatever. Solid runs, but he's not out there contending for wins like the Hendrick guys are. So I don't understand their mental capacity when it comes to that. Like Truex, I can understand. He's been good pretty much all season long. It's 3 wins. One of them I should put asterisk next to it because it's still questionable. But he has 3 wins. Um, Only multi-win driver of Joe Gibbs right now. You have Bell and Bush. So, but championship 4, I don't know if we can say anything about a clear championship favorite because there's so many good drivers in the field, like who are right now winning these races. Like any of the Hendrick cars could win the championship. Truex could win it again. You just don't know. There's so many other drivers that can come up and step up to the plate and be like, boom. And whoever said there was going to be 16 different winners, there isn't. So, because there's now like 3 different drivers with multiple wins. Truex, Larson, and Bowman all have multiple wins. Those are the only drivers who have multiple wins. So there's no, to me, there's no clear favorite when it comes to the final like 4. But it could be all 4 Hendrick cars. It could be 3 of them. But people say that Larson can win the championship with this year. I'm like, my thing with Larson, he has a habit of just not closing out races. Yes, he's won 2 weeks in a row. It's just because he was out front and started from the pole 2 weeks in a row, so he was out front the entire time. So it was not hard for him to like not finish out those 2 races. But the other races where he didn't start on the pole, he have dominated but failed to finish in the top 10 or the top 5, whatever. So my thing is his inconsistency sometimes to finish these races. So that's just my opinion on the matter. And the playoffs is where Chase's time to shine. And this time of year really is where he is like showing that he's like, I'm here to play. We mean business and whatever. Chase is gonna get there. Speed wise is all coming together right now. He's having solid runs, solid finishes, getting a lot of stage points. He's 3rd overall in the points behind Larson. I think 6th in the playoffs. I'm not entirely sure. I'm arguing with people. Go figure. Ooh, no, he's 4th. He went up to 4th in the playoff standings. I like it. Kyle Larson's now number 1 in the playoffs. Like, has 13 more playoff points than Truex. The highest driver without a win that will get it on points is going to be Hamlin, and then Harvick currently, and Busher, and both the RCR cars are kind of sitting pretty comfortable right now. Austin Dillon's about 105 over the cutoff, and Reddick is 67 over the cutoff. So, Kurt Busch is not far off. He just needs a few more solid runs, maybe a win, which is a stretch, but he just needs a few more like solid runs, and he can get up there and beat in their own points. So, like the top 16 as it stands is Larson, Truex, Denny Hamlin. I don't know why he's like, I don't know. Chase, Logano, Byron, Busch, Blaney, Bowman, Keselowski, McDowell, Bell, Harvick, Busher, Reddick, and Dillon. That's top 16 so far. The bottom half will change. I guarantee it. But the RCR cars are looking strong. Well, stronger than they have been. But this season, man, this season, Chevy has 3 more wins over Ford and 2 more over Toyota. So overall, Chevy's kicking some ass this season. And my throwback T-shirt for Chase came in the other day, like one with like where he was holding the trophy and recreating Alan Kawicki's iconic Hooters photo. Yeah, I got that. And my signed poster of that picture is coming. It's coming this week, so be ready for that. And this is a newer hat, so kind of stoked on it. And new Alex Bowman Racing, like dirt and shit like that. And I got that shirt where after he won Richmond's like nobody likes us anyways shirt. I got that. It needs to be washed, but I have that shirt. But anyway, we're heading into Texas for the All-Star race this weekend. And then they go to Nashville after that. So, which is going to be big because they haven't been there at all. So, that'll be exciting. Can't wait for that. Chase is running in the Truck Series, and I want to get into this topic. The Truck Series. Yes. Truck Series is pretty much getting destroyed. Not destroyed, but like dominated by Kyle Busch. Anytime he runs in the Truck Series, just know he's going to win. He's just going to dominate the race because he has the clear power advantage over the rest of the field because he has the money to do it. He has the team to do it. He has his pit crew to do it from the Cup Series and all the sponsors that he brings into the series onto his trucks. But then a year like when he was outperforming his own trucks and shitting on his drivers because they weren't performing well, I'm like, it doesn't help that you go out and shit on them after you dominate a race in your own equipment, in the same equipment, but you don't put the effort into making those trucks better. Does that make any sense to you? That's not a team owner you want to be associated with if he's going to shit on the drivers for their performance when he's the one putting more effort into his own truck to race in than the ones his young drivers are in. Does that make any sense? No. You don't see Dale Jr. knocking down his drivers in the Xfinity Series because they're not performing well or not up to standard and not winning races. I'm like, Junior Motorsports is a no championship contending and winning team. It's been made clear. They're the powerhouse of Xfinity. I feel like Call Lake Racing's going to give them a run for their money this season because of AJ Allmendinger. But people are complaining and trying to make this like a double standard thing, like where they go like always have to shit on Chase when it comes to these kind of things, and he's brought up when it doesn't even affect, like, the topic's not even about him sometimes. There's been 2 announcements within the Hendrick camp that William Byron and Chase will be running in the truck races the next 2 weeks. Chase will be running this weekend in the Truck Series at Texas in his A-Shock Energy paint scheme that I don't think we haven't seen yet. I don't think they revealed it yet. I do have like the A-Shock Energy scheme from his the Rolex, like not Rolex, the late model race he was in. Did I get that shirt? I don't remember if I did or not. I lose track of all the shirts that I get, but he's running the A-Shock scheme at Texas, and Byron is going to be running the Truck Series race at, I want to say Nashville the week after that. So, and Byron has not stepped into a truck race, like series race, since he left the Truck Series after like dominating that entire like season and not winning the championship, which mind boggles me. He won like 7 races of Kyle Busch Motorsports, and just like, and so with Chase, people are like, well, people aren't complaining about Chase being in it now, does it? Like, how's it any different from Kyle Busch being, like, you guys complain when Kyle Busch is in it and like any Cup drivers in it, but except for Chase. And I'm like, honey, oh, people, hold you, hello, little snowflakes. Hi, let me spit some facts for you. Chase rarely runs in the Truck Series, very rarely, until he's given like an opportunity by like sponsors or a team that really wants him to drive one of their trucks in a certain race to get like maybe some extra seat time and like whatever. Because Texas hasn't been Chase's strong suit since they repaved it in the Cup Series. So he's taking this chance, get some seat time at Texas for the All-Star race. For shits and giggles. Kyle Busch does it for his ego. He does it because he owns a team and he has the financial support behind it to run all these races for his own benefit. He runs 2 or 3 times more races than any other Cup Series driver in the field. Because, one, what reason do they have for it? They want to focus on their Cup careers and being successful in the Cup Series. Unlike Busch, who's just going down to the minor leagues. Yeah, I know quite a few of these drivers are like up in age, like 30s, 40s, like late 20s, whatever. But quite a few of these drivers are teenagers. They're trying to make a name for themselves, get a step up in the series, prove themselves, whatever. And they can't do that if they're getting beat up upon every race Busch is in. They just expect, oh, well, we lose automatically because Kyle Busch is in it. And that's been the case this year. Every race he's been in for the Truck Series, he's won. So, what's the point of showing up if that's going to be the case? Chase, he held like 3 or 4 truck races last year, maybe. I have the Hendrick Cars.com diecast for one of his races. His Hooters Night Owl scheme that he ran, that iRacing scheme he ran at Charlotte to win the bounty. Like 3 or 4 races he ran last year in the Truck Series over Kyle Busch, who does 7 or 8 a year. He does it every single year, and people are acting like Chase comes and swoops in and automatically wins these races. I'm like, no, he doesn't. Does he win every single truck race he entered in? No. He went up against Kyle Busch after not being in a truck for 3 seasons, for 3 years, since his Martinsville win in that blue truck that I have. That's signed, by the way. And flat out won at Martinsville, got his first grandfather clock in the NASCAR series for himself, and that was in 2017. Let's fast forward to 2020, where they first come back into racing after their lockdown or whatever from the pandemic. He did the bounty race against Busch. No practice, no nothing, no qualifying. Started deep in the, I think, not very deep field, but didn't get a really good starting position. Ends up beating Kyle Busch at his own game. 3 seasons. Because GMS Racing has great equipment. They're solid race cars, trucks, whatever you want to call them. But Jason is not always an automatic lock to win the truck races or the Xfinity races he had the chance to be in last year or the year before that. He's not like Kyle Busch where he just willy-nilly just goes in for an ego boost because he can barely win in the cup level right now because he's struggling. In my opinion, he's struggling. because he's used to being competitive and winning races every other week or whatever. But there's a difference. I have no problem with Cup drivers as a whole being in the lower series because they bring sponsorship, they bring funding and eyes to the sport and that series. There's nothing wrong with that. These series won't exist if they get banished, which some people are like, let's ban them all. Can't do that unless you don't want Xfinity or truck racing at all. Kyle Busch has his own team and the funding to run whenever he pleases. He's part of Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity Series. So, of course, they're going to put one of their talented drivers in these cars as much as possible. But he's not always a lock to win the Xfinity races. He's always a lock to win the truck races because there's less competitive drivers than him of his caliber running in that series against him. They don't stand a chance. Xfinity, these young drivers have something to prove and have beaten him constantly this season in the Xfinity race, even though he won at COTA and it drove me nuts. Either way, Chase has nothing to prove in the truck series. He does it because he's getting the opportunity by a sponsor, by whatever, by a team. And he doesn't do it all the time like Kyle Busch does it. We don't have a problem with Cup drivers doing these things. It's the fact that Busch takes over and does it for his own benefit and not for his own team. Sadly, that's the case. So the fact that people are like, people only like it when Chase is in it and shit like that. I'm like, no. Even when Chase is in it, I don't always like think, oh, he's gonna win. Even though I would like him to win, I would like the other like regulars to win as well, but Chase to finish like in the top 5 or runner up or whatever. To have these young guys who are battling against Cup drivers, like champions like Chase and Busch, to win these races and prove themselves to sponsors, other teams like in the higher series like Xfinity and Cup. So that's just my take on it. Take it as it is. I need to get off if you're ever talking for an hour, and I'm sure none of you are going to watch this for the whole straight hour. So I'm going to get off. Enjoy your week. I'm struggling right now mentally, but that's none of your business. Actually, it is, but I've just been struggling mentally this last couple weeks. Like 1 week I was doing really, really well. Work was going good. Last week was just a struggle bus for me. Like every week is just a roller coaster of emotion. I hit the gym like for a week straight, pretty much. And this last week I missed it completely. I was going to go today, but it's just mentally I'm like, I'm gotta go. And then I'm like, why do I fucking bother? But I'm working through it. Health-wise, I'm getting better at my eating and just working on some mental and emotional stuff right now. Trying to make some changes with my life. So, enjoy your week. I'm going to go do some birthday shit over here for my grandpa and my nephew, and hopefully can get through the day. So